My ideal is I got a couple artists that I'm working with. One, he's really hot. He's in Nebraska right now called
Okay.
Kenneth the Menace. You know, and
Is he from here?
yeah,
Yeah, I know. Okay, I know who that is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know he's cold. You know, and there's a couple other artists that I'm messing with, and I wanna. I don't know if you heard of
It
Low
ain't
Key.
that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning. Who makes him the chief of the South Side? Oh, my nigga, I'm not the lieutenant. When I was in the gym, you wasn't in it. FaceTime, so my windows is tinted. If I said that shit, then I meant it. Niggas gave me the rules and I bent it. Same nigga that was trapping while I was suspended. You wasn't in them hallways banging, boy, you wasn't in it. Really a genuine nigga, homie, don't get offended. From East Lake, South Murder, I'm just it ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't. Say, it ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. What you know about it? Southside Chief, homie. Now what you know, look, I'm Southside Chief, homie. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. I'm your host, Jake Faircloth, a.k.a. Podcast Poppy. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1. Follow us everywhere at Live on Lake Street. Special guest in the building, Antonio Darris. Welcome, sir.
What up? What up? How you doing, Jay?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. So you just fired up the booth in here a second ago?
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that.
All right.
That song.
Let's
It's
talk.
called. Is it called? It's Minnesota Rock, right?
That's right. That's right.
Sounds like people have been pissing you off for a while. That's what it sounds like. You can clear it up if I'm wrong.
I'm cleared up for you. So, I love Minnesota, man.
Yep.
And you hear a lot of artists, and me just really getting into it deep. You know, the way that I'm getting into it, you hear so many cats talking about, oh, you can't make it here. You might as well move. You know, that's where you're going to get discovered. And I'm one of them cats where I watch my pops struggle through the circuit, the blues circuit, you know, in Minnesota. Some uncles, you know, and I just feel like Minnesota's a melting pot.
Definitely.
You know, and when I say you can't make it here, I'm not just talking about music. I'm talking about living. You know, I'm talking about, you know, work. I'm talking about a nice place to raise your kids, schools. You know, Minnesota's a good place.
Well, if there's one thing that I will say in regards to what you just said, you can definitely make it here.
Yeah.
As far as all of those things,
Right.
Minnesota is a great place for all those things. We got good schools. Our economy is amazing.
Yeah.
We got money. Like
Growing.
Minnesota has
If
a
you look,
phenomenal
we
economy.
They're top 10s every time you turn around.
Yeah.
So.
So as far as economy, places to live, jobs, housing, all that, phenomenal.
Yeah.
The only place where I think you could argue that it's a problem is the entertainment industry. It is very difficult to make it here.
And that's why in certain parts of this song, I hint here and there.
Yeah.
You know, because like I say, you see cast, man, but the one thing, I've watched shows, man. I've seen, you know, shows you've had, and some cats talk about not working together.
Yep.
You know, I'm being honest, man. I put out a message on Facebook probably about 2 months ago, about a month and a half ago, saying, you know, I was looking for space to open a studio.
Mm-hmm. A recording studio.
Yeah, I didn't get no response, but the ideal of what I want to do is I want to start opening up the booth to anybody. You know, if you feel like you want to make music, let's make some music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you feel like, man, I just want to put something down for memories, let's do it. Because that's how I started out. You know, I started out putting stuff down, like, okay, I don't know. You know, I do a little singing here and there. I do a little rapping. I grew up in all kinds of different musics. You know, so when you see young cats who want to do it And I was that cat where I would go ask people. One of the cats, man, that I give much love to is Tim over at Urban Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time I told that brother, man, I wanted to work on something, to work on a project, he'd be like, what you want to do with it? I'd be like, man, let me just get a mix CD. And I would just push, put things down to a mix CD. Just kept putting it down. Never really let nobody hear it. But I couldn't get nobody to really work with me. And Tim was like, man, look, this, I'm saying this is like in the 90s.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, go talk to Craig. I don't know if you know Craig over at Black Room, may he rest in peace. And he was right next door to AK over the Red Sea at one point.
Yep.
And, I was just like, man, okay. And I went and recorded some tracks with him, man.
Okay.
And it's like, okay. But, the reason why I get to all that is because, man, trying to find somebody who really gonna work with you and take you serious, it's not easy to find here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're kind of touching on a, for me personally, kind of a sore subject right now because I'm feeling very much the same way about, and I mean, I've dedicated my life to doing this, building a platform, creating a platform to give to artists and entrepreneurs to come and tell their story or promote their brand or whatever. And it's starting to feel like, to me, that nobody really wants this. Like, it doesn't seem, I don't see a lot of artists that like if you look at like some of the more established artists that we do have here locally, I feel like there's like these little stretches of momentum, and then it's quiet, and then there's a little stretch of momentum, and then it's quiet. And I feel like there's a lack of understanding that like you can't have stretches of quiet to make it. You can't, because you got to take a quick break. We got to talk about the Kitchen by Bake brand. I know that anytime I find myself over on the south side of Minneapolis, I head over to the Kitchen by Bake brand because I'm obsessed with the butter sauce stuffed turkey legs. Maybe you like the Fruity Pebble French toast. Maybe you like the chicken wings. All I know is anytime I'm live on Lake Street, I'm going to visit the Kitchen by Bake brand. It's located inside the Global Market at 920 East Lake Street. So as soon as you're done with this episode, get up off the couch and go over and visit Kitchen by Bake brand and get you something to eat. You're the competition that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that lake is so big. There's so many fish in that lake.
Right.
You have to outwork all of them.
Swim
and you're
just
not
as hard.
And you're not competing just with the fish in your lake. You're competing with the whole world.
Right.
And it's like, it's already, especially if you're talking about rap, it's already such an oversaturated market. Like, everybody wants to rap. So now it's like, now the waters are muddy, and like it's already difficult to make it happen.
Right.
But now the waters are muddy, so like nobody can see you unless you do something crazy. You got to illuminate yourself, and like I don't see anybody doing that. Like, that's the thing, that's the part that I don't like, and I don't know if it's just that they don't care, they don't want to, or they don't think about it, but like, and I say this all the time, and I hate that I have to say it, but I feel like somebody needs to be realistic. Chances are it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
You have to be an anomaly. You probably aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
You probably won't.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Like, chances are low.
Yeah. And that's true.
But if you want to make, and here's the thing, you can create a good core fan base, and you can make a decent little living off of music without being a huge national recording artist. If you can build yourself a fan base of anywhere between 10,000 and 50,000 people, you can make a decent little annual income off of your music. If you can bring 10,000 people to anywhere, I don't care who you are, what you do, if you can get 10,000 people to come to a place for you, you can do all right.
Man, I'm telling you, when you could see people who just got 10,000 followers on a social media platform, and they sitting at home getting calls talking about, I need you to come out to New York. Why can't you do it with music? And my whole ideal was, man, I mean, and I'm being real. When I say, man, people talk about, come on, man, come down here to Atlanta. I got a boy named Dolo down there, and I'm like, man, I'm here. I'm comfortable. And sometimes I feel like if you take a person out of their environment and try to put them in an environment that they're not fit for wanting at that moment. They're not going to give you what you want. I've always been the type of person, man, that no matter what, if it's a beat or whatever, I try to write to it. If it's, now, this is the touch on the part about you say everybody with the rap. And, you know, if that beat speaks to me in a song, I'm going to sing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for a long time I used to be worried about, man, but then people started being like, man, your tone, you keep it to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not trying to sound like nobody, so they appreciate that. And that's the one thing I found out about music. It took me a long time to appreciate myself and the music before, you know, I started really being comfortable with it. A lot of cats make it, like you said, want to be out here, they want to do it, but they're still not comfortable. They don't want to, you know, put into themselves. Let's just say that. A lot of them don't want to invest in themselves, and I had to learn that the hard way, that if I wanted some things and I wanted to keep it moving, like you were saying, just keep something going, I had to start putting into myself until somebody felt like I was worthy of putting into me and then helping me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to this conversation. There's a lot. Like, it's not simply, you can't simply put it anyway. Like, it's not black and white. There's
Right.
too much gray area.
Right.
You know, a lot of people's circumstances make it so they can't invest in themselves.
And that's what I was
The most
saying.
talented person in the world might be out there and can't do anything to show how talented they are, because the only thing that they have is to post stuff on the internet. And, you know, but you do have to have marketing dollars. You got to have money behind you.
Yeah.
You got to have an investor, or you be your own investor. And you definitely got to be willing to spend money in order to make money. Like, that's just all there is to it. And to be honest with you, that's a catch-22, because I get that people, you know, it's like, well, I just worked my ass off for 40 hours or 50 hours this week, and now I got to spend 500 of the money that I made to record this music.
Yeah.
The part that I think goes unnoticed, or really just kind of untapped or unthought about, is so Minnesota's economy is good,
Right.
but our entertainment economy is non-existent.
No.
We don't have dollars circulating through our entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to get dollars circulating in here. You know what I'm saying? And I know people are going to look at this and be like, well, you just want people to pay for interviews. Yes, but that's not why I'm saying it.
But wait. To speak on that, how do you? Let's just say this. You can change some things, but you can't change certain cycles of the way a system works.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, well, if I pay for an interview,
Mm-hmm.
what's wrong with that if it's for me?
Nothing is wrong with it.
Right. So why would I care about what the next man say?
Yes, I agree.
You know, and a lot of people think about that. Well, man, I'm that deal. I don't know if you guys keep records, but when I first seen the show, I was wondering how y'all worked, and I sent, you know, a message like, how y'all work?
Yeah.
And then I got these other little, you know, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to say, okay, do I want it? Yeah, I want it. Because the more that I can get out, the more that I can show people that I'm investing in self to get out, the more they'll invest in me to help me get out.
Yes.
You know, and then you find a lot of people, like I say, you talk about support. You talk about all kinds of things. Sorry about that. But we talk about all kinds of, oh, well, I can't do this. That's why I said I wanted to open up a studio.
Yep.
You know, I want to open up a studio, so therefore, cats who don't have money, man, come on in here and record.
I mean, so in theory, that's a really great idea.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will say is that doesn't help the economy.
It
You should be, if you're going to open a studio, that's great. And you should do that. But you should make money.
But
that
see,
should be profitable for you.
But it will be.
Because you gotta pay the bills on that studio.
It will be.
You gotta pay the lights. You gotta pay the energy bill. You gotta
It-
pay this. You know what I'm saying? So
It will be. But for every profession, what is there a thing called? Pro bono.
I mean,
And I mean, I'm not saying where we'll go out there and get 1,000 people or 100 people and
Yep.
say, okay, we're gonna throw y'all in the studio.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with going to grab that one or that?
so here's
two?
what I'll say. Here's what I'll say is so I think you're right, but what I would say is rather than let little Joe Blow from St. Paul come in that nobody knows and record his music, while that is a charitable thing to do and that's great and may help that person, for the economy it doesn't help anything because you're not getting anything out of that, and he might get something out of that. Now what I will say is, if you get if you offered free studio time to a more established artist that has a name and has a fan base and has a following, hey, come in here and do some work. Come in here for a couple hours and then film some content, have them do some stuff. That's fair trade, because now you're letting Lil Joe Blow know that Carson Blue just pulled up and recorded 3 songs.
Right.
Now Lil Joe Blow might be out here being more willing to go, all right, let me go get some money. And I'm saying that's not a real person, I don't think. If it is, I'm not actually talking. I'm just making that name up, Joe Blow. Right. But now he's seeing, oh, well, that's where she records and she's hot. So now they want to come spend money with you. So now we're talking about circulation. Now we're if NLU Skeet says, hey, I want to come, now that's not, you know what I'm saying? Now that's major. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now we got him in here. Now the money comes. Now the artists that are looking to invest in themselves are going to come record.
And that's. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not debating that and I'm not disputing that, because that is the way my mind thinks.
Doing charitable things is amazing.
Right.
And I'm not suggesting people don't do charitable things. I'm just talking specifically on how to improve the entertainment scene's economy, the industry here. Yes.
So how my ideal of improving it is getting all the brothers to finally work together on a deal. I watched the show, you talked about that. Mm-hmm. You know, where Cass, you know, he's doing one thing over here, he doing one thing over here, because he feel like what he's doing over here is going to interfere in what this brother's doing over here. They won't work together, or some type of old dispute, or and it's like, come on, man.
Street politics play a real role in our music scene here.
That's why
a very real
get
role.
Everybody on one accord.
Yeah.
Here it go again. I put out a post. I wanted to do another Minnesota compilation. Mm-hmm. You know, and I just asked yesterday if anybody had the Sip of the Soda. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
That was a dope CD.
I think, you know, it's funny. I saw your post. I think I might have one.
That was.
I just don't know where, but I think I might have one. I think I might have that CD somewhere.
That was a dope CD. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Rob G on there, that song. You had Kilolo. You had Six Faces. You had some cats in the hood who really had talent, mm-hmm. and you could see what happens if there's some money behind it, giving it a little push. It will start to, you know, push its way. But the problem, going back to what you were saying, you can't just do contributions or whatever. You
can. I didn't mean to make it sound like that.
No, and I'm not saying that's how you said it. I'm just saying you just can't just do that.
Yeah.
You know. My ideal is I got a couple artists that I'm working with. One, he's really hot. He's in Nebraska right now, called Kenneth the Menace. You know, and
is he from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah. And you know, he's cold. You know, and there's a couple other artists that I'm, you know, messing with. And I don't know if you heard of Low Key.
We got to take a quick break because I want to talk to you about our good friend Jeremy Egert over at Artwork by Jeremy. A lot of y'all might know him already because you've been commissioning him to do cover art for your album, cover art for your single, business, your logo, all types of branding for companies all over the world and in the Twin Cities, including us here at Live on Lake Street. You know, that logo that's right behind me, he did that. Rain Nightclub, Lotus Restaurant, Gold Room, Hyde, tons more. So make sure you hit him up for all your artwork needs. You can hit him up at Artwork by Jeremy on Instagram, or you can hit his website at www.artworkbyjeremy.com.
She's on this song that I did called Change It to Americas.
Okay. I've not. I think I might have heard the name though.
And that's me singing on it. You know, okay. I'm not rapping on it. I'm singing on that one. And she's a blower. She can sing. You know, and I'm finding if we could get these artists and, like you say, the circuit. Every time there's a show, I can't lie. I'm one of them ones when I see, you know, shows and they're like, okay, man, hey, pay. I'm like, man, right now I can't do that. You know, I'll be honest, you know, I can't do that right now, but if I could, I would.
Yeah.
You know, but like Live on Lake.
Well, that's the mentality that people need to have, though.
Yeah.
Because it's the mentality, I think I'm going to give Live on Lake Street a little credit on this one. I think that we've helped people learn that, because when we first started putting it out there that we were charging people to come on the platform, there was a lot of dust up about that. It was people posting our flyers saying, look what they're doing. They're sitting out here. It's like, if you go to Target to buy towels, right? And you can't afford the towels, what do? You just don't buy the towels, right? And then you go home. You don't go make a post about Target's charging for towels. You just don't do the business. And so I think over time people have started to realize, like, oh yeah, they can charge whatever they want. We just don't have to pay it.
Right.
But then you just don't get. Then you just don't do that's okay. And that don't mean you don't like me or like Chief. That don't mean I don't like y'all. Like,
right.
It doesn't mean that you won't drop an album and I might not post it. Like, it doesn't mean any of those things. It's just this is business, and that to me has been the biggest downfall and the biggest issue is because the the community is so small.
Right.
We all know each other, even if you don't know each other.
One way or another, you
know them, you interact with them, you see it's like it's such a small, so it feels personal.
Right.
So if I send you if you say, hey, I'm trying to get an interview, and I send you a flyer that says, sure, here's how you do it, and it entails you spending money.
Right.
That's like, oh, you're going to make me spend money? Now let them find out that we didn't charge somebody else.
Now you got a problem.
They're better than me?
Yeah, you got a problem.
You know what I'm saying? But it's that, and that's why I was talking about with your studio, because Lil Joe Blow would understand that you're giving Skeet free studio time. Skeet's established. He's got a buzz. He's moving out here. So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the comparison right there.
Well, see, and I think that's where having history and knowledge in the game truly works, because, I mean, when we talk about that, that's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of cats just really think that, oh, man, I'm going to put out a banger. It's going to go. I'm going to fly off. Man,
wouldn't it be nice?
Payola. Do anybody? I know a lot of these cats probably don't even know what that word is. But payola was a thing back in the day. If you wanted some stuff heard, guess what? Even the big shots.
For sure.
You know, we talking about Motown, Sony, all of them.
Yep.
Paid some payola.
Yep.
They paid their way for their artists, and, you know, paid the way for these cats is out now.
For sure.
But what did we do? We always lose the blueprint.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Or just ignore the blueprint.
Yes.
A lot of people in Minnesota are ignoring the blueprint for, I guess, pride. I don't really know what the reason is, but it's like, you know, I feel like people are shamed for biting or doing something that somebody else has done before. And it's like, no, look at the people that are doing it, that it worked. Follow that blueprint. The blueprint's there.
The problem is, man, everybody go rogue.
Yes.
Everybody go rogue.
Yes.
They get on that path, and the first minute they see, you know, they're going straight left or straight right.
Yeah, and that's the internet's fault. It's given us this sense of, the internet has given us all a sense of,
I'm a star.
Yeah, and like, it's like, there's like some level of like privilege. It's like, I don't need y'all. I'll post over here to my friends that are like that I don't actually know. You know what I mean? That my followers, and it's like, I don't know. It's this weird. The internet is a great thing, but you got to learn to use it for greatness.
Correctly.
Use it for greatness. Don't use it for. It's not real.
No. Here's
it's a play. It's a play place.
Here's what Here's what social media is, and I tell this to anybody. Social media is what? It's news. Why you think Trump love that saying fake news? Because damn near anything you can get on the internet, man. Before we knew about, let's say this, before we knew about all these apps on how to go in and make graphics and put the news and the breaking things, we were seeing that, just wasn't aware we were seeing it. It was cats who knew how to use it, and it looked real.
Yeah.
So back then, and then you had momentum picking up. But you got everybody right now, and you say the same. You said it, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think there's nothing wrong with copying the blueprint. Where I think is wrong is when you copy the blueprint, but then you step on the toes of the people who made that blueprint for you.
I agree.
Because I say, when you hear a lot of these cats, man, that dude didn't do nothing for me. Well, how can you say that, man? Do you know the history of a Jam Master Jay?
Yeah.
Do you know the history of a Grandmaster Flash, a Curtis Blow?
Yeah.
You know, man, let's talk about some of the D-Smoke from here, you know, back in the late 80s. You know, so when cats get to talking, man, sometimes you just really have to sit back and listen and be like, man, you missing it.
Yeah, a lot of them just don't know. Yeah. Or people, and that's, again, another thing that the internet has created is like, you forget that, okay, maybe Jam Master Jay didn't do anything for you.
Right.
But he did something for what you're doing. He knocked down doors. I'm only
Right.
using him as an example, but a lot of these guys that came before you, they made it
Made the
possible for you to be able to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I understand as a young person to not think like that, because I know when I was young, I didn't think like that either. So what do you mean? What'd they do for me? I don't even know them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you remember when like, what was his name? Trippie Redd was like disrespecting Tupac.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I get it. You're a kid, but
You better understand.
figure it out.
Yeah,
Go do
you
your,
better understand
go
what's
back
going
and do
on.
your research and find out. Do your research about that man and figure out like what he made it. A lot of the stuff he did made it
Right.
possible for you.
To be here today.
Right. Like Pac was like the first rapper that was wilding on TV, screaming in cameras,
But see, that's why I say
talking his shit, being who he is unapologetically in the public eye. That's a door he knocked down right there. He shot 2 off-duty cops and beat the case.
Yeah. But
That matters.
Oh, but when it comes down to that, and I'm not even going to just put it on social media. We have to talk about the entertainment platform, period. Because, man, when we look at our youth of today, I don't know how old you are, Jake. I'll never be ashamed to
I'm
disclose
38.
I'm 50 years old, bro.
Okay.
And a lot of people be like, what? I'm 50.
Yep.
And, I seen some things, and I'm like, when it comes down to, for example, I don't know if you've seen the young Caucasian lady who did the social media post. She was a teacher. And there was 2 other teachers, an Asian and a black teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And, the black lady just excelled in certain things. And black people, she just excelled in certain things, and the woman couldn't understand. And she was like, she wasn't a prejudiced person. Her friends are black. But this woman got the job over her,
Mm-hmm.
and she said instantly, or something where, what do they call it? The racist deal. She felt it. And she was like, I'm not a racist person. But no, racially conditioned. Racially conditioned. And it took me some time to listen to it, but what she talked about, it was real. She said throughout what she has seen on TV.
All right, we got to take a quick break to discuss the most poppin'est nightclub in Minneapolis. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's Gold Room. Whether it's popping out on a Friday night to see the likes of 50 Cent, Sexy Red, or pulling up on a Thursday night to hear some R&B music, chill out, have a drink, eat some wings, or dragging your hungover behind in on a Sunday for their unmatched brunch. There's no better place to be than Gold Room Nightclub, located at 528 Hennepin Ave, downtown Minneapolis, right across the street from the Mayo Clinic. Now back to the show.
As a kid, a young woman growing up and seeing it today, her mindset was that this person was never supposed to excel over her. So,
And she went public and said
oh
this?
man, you can Google it.
Was this her taking accountability?
Yeah,
or
she
was
was
recognition.
She was understanding.
Like, oh my God, this is in me and I didn't even know it?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And
Okay.
it was deep because I was like, man, it takes a lot. It takes a big person to get out and say this. And, she was just thinking to myself, she ain't supposed to get this job. That was supposed to be my job. They're supposed to serve me. And she said all of these things came from what she learned on TV, what she's seen around her.
Probably from her parents. and her
Yeah, I mean,
grandparents.
so
Interesting.
when we talk about the influence of TV and music and everything, it's deep because
Definitely.
and when we was up here in Minnesota back in when Minister Society and Boys the Hood came out, we wasn't talking about cribs. We wasn't talking about certain gangs.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing when I moved here I had heard about was GDs and Bloods and
Mm-hmm.
and then over time these cats moved in, but it seemed to me, and I mean, let me just clear that up. My observation as a young man growing up,
Mm-hmm.
when we start seeing this on TV, the Dickies at the Dickie store and Montgomery Wards and Sears started disappearing off the shelves.
Yep.
Black T-shirts started disappearing, hats. So when they talk about influence, and then you pop guns in front of us, you make these things look like they're the weapon of choice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you take pretty much all the Westerns off of regular TV. Let's talk. You know, at one point in time, you was willing to show men running around on TV, shooting each other left and right in the back or whatever.
Yep.
And not understanding that a generation like myself, who grew up and seen that, and then we're growing up in the crack era and the gangster music, the forming of gangster music, and a whole new life of thugging compared to the ones we seen our uncles and them do.
Yeah.
You know, so we talk about TV and music, man. That has a huge influence on a lot of things.
Undoubtedly it does. Undoubtedly it does. Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they're counting on those things being replacements in many homes for parents.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened.
They count on it.
Man, when I was growing up, I tell my kids about shows I watch, and they be like, Dad, you really watch that? I said, man, we used to watch Rockford File, Heart to Heart.
Yeah.
You know, man.
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard, I watched it. I can't. It's too late to say even.
Because the key is, and I've always said this, the key is like, you know, like I don't shield my children from things.
Right.
But I make sure I'm there to explain them.
Right.
Talk about them. Give reality. Give backstory. You know, like I don't care if you can listen to whatever music you want to, but I just need you to understand like this is somebody that's portraying something that they probably are not.
Right.
When they talk about this is either A, they're talking about stuff that they've seen, that they grew up around, their environment, or B, they're just flat out liars.
Right.
Or then there's the other option. They're really about that shit.
Right.
And their life is tough. So listen to them talk about it, take heed, because you probably don't want to go that route. And chances are, whoever you're listening to talk about that, if they're really like that, at some point in their life, they didn't have a choice.
And it's crazy, though, because, man, you know, we think about the structuring of when we was growing up, you know, our music really was laid out to us. You know, I remember, man, singing, I was stroking. I was in the car with my grandmama.
Yep.
I had came up here because, like I said, I was my first 9-10 years I was raised in Chicago, and then I moved here finally with my mom.
Okay.
And, of course, going back and forth, I was here listening to songs my mom and my stepdad was listening to, and I go back to Chicago, get in the car, and I'm singing, I was stroking. You know, me not understanding what the lyrics really was saying, because back then, yeah, it was a little, now I'm older, I can understand. But, you know, I didn't understand what the lyrics were saying. And I was stroking, smoking to the east, smoking to the west. She said, what? I said, oh. She said, boy, we don't sing that around here. So when we talk about like structure of how our kids is raised, I can't lie. I'm one of them ones, but at the end of the day, I know one thing. If you put religion in them, if you start planting seeds, them seeds may not grow as fast, but they will blossom. If you start, you know, telling them, okay, this is good music, and you start, my kids used to be like, Dad, we don't listen. We don't like that. Let me catch them now on what they listening to. Some of that old school, because there's messages in it. It told stories, and it just wasn't about any old everything.
Yep.
So we let things get out of hand. You know, we did.
Yeah, and I don't, this sounds hopeless, but I think it's true. I don't think there's any way for us to turn back. The only thing we can do is handle it differently. And I think that part of the key is, I know that's hopeless. It sounds hopeless, but I think the key is finding ways to provide more guidance.
Right.
Which I know is not the easiest answer. It's not the easiest thing to do, but.
You got me with my mouth open. Because we can. And here it is.
We can. You said we can.
We can. I think we can. I don't think it's, you know, a lost cause. I don't think it's hopeless. I just said we have to start back planting seeds. See, we didn't start stepping on them. We would plant them and step on them. That's just like laying tile. There's a way to lay tile. You know, you could put the glue down, and you could plop that tile on there, and you could press it down. But guess what? Even though it seemed like it's solid then, you just did that tile injustice for the simple fact you ain't giving it time to settle for itself. So eventually it's going to pop up.
But you don't think that we're too far gone?
No. No.
I kind of do.
I don't. Here's... How old is slavery?
I mean, not that old, but not even 200 years.
200 years.
Not even.
Not even.
Less.
Yo, slavery is what, 500, 600 years old?
Well, you mean how old?
Yeah.
How old? I was thinking when it ended.
Oh, no, we're still babies in that.
Yeah.
We're still babies.
So you say how old? When you say how old is it? Like,
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like it ain't been over that long. So
no, yeah, you're right. But we're still babies in it. We're still waddling. We're still crawling. We're still wiping dust and dirt off of us.
Yes.
But we have to make sure, and the one thing that we have to do as professional people, parents, artists, hosts of anything that has some type of leadership or influence on others, we have to start dropping gems.
Well, okay, so I agree with you on that. I just mean I think there's too much for us to really truly reverse and change course. You can do your part. I can do my part. The people around us can do their part.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everybody's gone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think there's too, it's kind of like put it in terms of like recycling, right? They've been telling us for how long? Put your recyclables in your recycling bin.
And they still put it everywhere.
And it don't matter. It's not actually, the environment is not actually changing, it's getting worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only way for that to actually work, and I don't even know if this is true, is if everybody got on board and started recycling. But it would take everybody.
All right.
So that's what I mean is I don't think we can get everybody on board. And there are some circumstances where there's nothing we could do.
There's a way. See, and this is where we got to start being real with one another. There's a way. If we could take how many, 2.3 billion and send over here, for them to buy things and. Because I know a lot of people be like, okay, man, that's a sensitive. But
well, what you're talking about is systemic. So you're kind of saying what I'm saying is, in order for that to change, that means that the system would have to change, and who's going to do that? Is it going to be Biden? I don't think so.
No.
Is it going to be Trump? I definitely don't fucking think so. Who's changing the system?
Here's the question. You just said who?
Yeah.
Who do you know out there being groomed to become that next person? Who do you see being that next person?
Well, the people that I see would never be that next person because they won't allow that person to be the next person because they know that if that person gets their foot in the door, they're going to start doing things that's going to change how much money all these people are making.
Yeah.
The billionaires. That's what I'm saying is I feel like it's too, so now we're in a whole different conversation.
But it's the shifting because you think about old money versus new money. I mean, let's go there.
Yep.
Because the old money ain't going to really let the new money make this, especially if it has something to do with how they was making their money.
Yeah.
But
I mean, one of the funniest things in the world is when billionaires and millionaires have beef. That's hilarious to me. That's the funniest shit in the world.
It's like you talking about, man, I got $1,000 and I got $1.
Right.
It
doesn't make any sense.
So, but no, I mean, I just see it can happen.
I hope you're right.
It could happen.
I don't think you are, but I hope you're right.
All right, do y'all homework on FYBJ Maine being in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, bro.
All right.
Minneapolis.
I'm in the city. I'm in the Twin Cities, gang.
But Minneapolis, you got adding too much ease on that shit.
It different. Hey, man, shout out Block Nation. Do I gotta go there for hold me down while I'm in the city, bro? Hey, Block Nation, what? We overwhooping right now. Do y'all homework on Block Nation. Do I gotta go there? It's different.
And we got the whoops.
Do I gotta go there with the whoops?
We gotta go there. And we got the whoops.
FYBJ Maine, Block Nation, what? We overwhooping right now.
I mean, we're gearing up for another 4 years of Trump.
Man, look it.
You know that, right? It's happening.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'll put just about any amount of money on it.
I don't think so. I think the reason I say this.
That mug shot stamped
it for him.
over. As soon as that mug shot dropped.
You think so?
Yes. Because that's how the internet works. And he knows how the internet works. Well, or his people know how the internet works.
I don't know. I just say at the end, me and my cousin, man, we had this argument. We worked together. And we had this argument every day because he's like, man, Trump going to be. I said, look, the only way Trump going to be is if people like you and I don't really, really get out But like you say, who's next? We don't want. I ain't gonna say that. But the vice president that's in hand, I just can't see that person running the country.
Hell no. I did,
Yeah.
but once she got in office under Sleepy Joe, I was like, where the fuck did the person I like go? She disappeared.
But who look at?
Can't find her.
You're looking at Trump. How much younger is he than Biden?
Shit, age-wise,
3 years.
age-wise about the same, but he don't look a day older than when he got in office the first
Man,
time.
you see, he gets
That
he
boy's
gets
Teflon.
surgery. He get all that.
That is
surgery.
Teflon Donnie right there. He ain't. Look, I'm telling you right now. I just want people to not be surprised by it. So I'm gonna say it right now on the camera, on the mic, just so everybody knows. Donald Trump will be our next president. You mark my
I'm
words.
saying it right now.
The
on
only
the
shot we have-
microphone, Donald Trump won't be the
right.
president.
The only shot we have. Here's the only shot that we have, and I hate this too, is if they allow mail-in votes. If they allow mail-in votes, then it might be Biden again. I don't want that shit either.
But look at.
But I'll take it over
Here's-
Trump.
Okay, and I get. Okay, I mean, if I'm gonna be realistic about it, yeah, it really is starting to look like it's falling in his favor.
Yep.
All jokes aside, it is. But all I would say to the people out there that's gonna vote for this man, because to be honest, financially, he's a great thing for us.
For some people.
You know, everybody's seen a little something with him.
True.
You know, as far as being a person of
It wasn't him though.
Yeah,
It was the
you're
pandemic.
right. You're
That was
right.
the- that was
It was.
It was the pandemic. It
Right.
wouldn't have mattered who was in office. I don't
Right,
think.
you're
Plus,
right.
we
It
got
was
the little
time.
we got little checks from Bush too. You remember that? We got the little Bush
Yeah.
checks. Obama sent us money. They've been sending us checks to buy our love.
Yeah.
You're right. The most I ever got was when Trump was in office.
Yeah.
For sure.
And everybody loved that.
For sure.
And you know, at the end of this whole deal, Trump wins. Man, where do you see this world?
War.
And it ain't just gonna be happening overseas.
Yeah, might not.
It's gonna pop off right here.
Could.
You know, so for people who vote for him and really want, because I can't see him stopping. If this man to get on TV and lie and say, hey, this has happened, and I'm not even gonna say lie, because in the political world, we know that's been going on for a long time, you know, but for this man, I guess you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, he got on TV, man, I'd rather for him to lie to me right there than behind my back. I don't want you lying to me at all.
I mean,
even though
Biden lies just as much as Trump,
Yeah.
if not more.
But I know you lie.
Yeah.
And
So he's given us. He told us who he was, and then he follows it up.
Follows it up.
Yeah, he's doing what we expect
but
him
when
to do.
he starts putting stuff out there, man, that can cause people and start causing hate and
Causing
can start
divide. Agreed.
division,
Yep.
then that's where I have a problem.
I agree with you.
And this man knows, you know, we talk about it from the hood. This man know, man, I got 4 cats over there been following me since I stepped on the block. They're going to do what I want them to do.
Yep.
You know, and he knows that. And for the people who vote for him, that's a sad deal. Because at the end of the day, and I say this to all them people that talk about racism and all of that, foolish people are the ones that's following him. And them foolish people that are following him are the ones that I'm scared of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to keep it real. Them are the ones I'm scared of. I trust.
I ain't scared of shit.
Well, no,
Fuck all of them.
No, I ain't gonna. God. Made
I know
us-
what you mean.
he
I know
made
what
us a fearing
I
man.
do know what you mean, though. I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
Those are the. It's not him we need to worry about. It's his followers.
It's them ones.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying.
You know,
Yeah,
so
I get what you mean. I mean, I don't know, man. Michelle, come save us. That's all I got. I don't know. Michelle, please come save us.
I
'Cause
heard
she's the only one.
I heard there's something in the back work.
I think we'd already know.
You think Obama gonna be like, Michelle? I don't think we need to do it, baby.
And that was pretty good. That was pretty solid right there. Yes, I do. Yes, I do think that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I truly believe she's probably the only one that could take either of them out.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but
Only
I would
thing,
take it.
Who would be a running mate? Because she's got to have a strong running mate.
honestly, I mean, I wondered that too. What
She'd have to have a strong running mate.
if it was Joe?
No.
I mean, I
No.
can see it.
I know you want to know what I could see,
Who?
and we could see it probably for the first time because we've been seeing things. Barack will say, you know what, I'll do that. I can see it.
Can he do that though?
Yes. He's. Did he say I retire?
No, but he had two. I think you can only have 2 terms in office.
In office as president, not vice
VP?
president.
I don't know. You might be right. I don't know.
You know what? Now I'm gonna have to really look that up.
Yeah, I'll look it up too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
'cause, I mean,
here's what I want. Let's put a button on this because this is getting long and drawn out, and we got to wrap soon. But what I will say is, what I care about at the ripe age of 38, I am a lower middle class white man in America. Politics affect me less than probably any other person in the world.
Any other culture?
Yes,
Any other race?
like I am again.
Right.
40, damn near 40, lower middle class white dude in America. Who's in office doesn't really affect me that much.
Listen to the change to America.
So
That's
what I want. So what I want. What I would like in a president is what we got with Obama. Just a decent human being.
Yeah.
I just want somebody that's a decent person. I don't give a fuck about all that other shit. I mean, I know
Right.
Obama had his faults too. He did wild shit too.
What president hasn't?
It's the job. It's the job.
What president hasn't?
We know that Obama got bodies on him. Of course. All presidents do.
Got bodies. And what they call them, casualties. of
Yes. Yes.
war.
So, but I think in my heart of hearts, I believe that Obama is a genuine and a good person.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. Just somebody that's a good person.
I think that's what the world wants.
That's it.
That's what the world wants.
And Trump is not.
Yeah.
Biden is not. They're not good people. They're career politicians. Well, Biden's a career politician, and he's a fucking liar.
Well, let's keep it real. Trump is too. He just wasn't in that
You're right.
field, but he knew how to run the.
He's just more of a psychopath than anything else. I don't. He's just a wild ass man. He's wild, and his ego is unmatched.
Right.
So anyway, that being said, everybody tighten up your bootstraps and get ready because Trump is coming again. That's my word. Trump is coming again. I hope not, but I don't know who's going to save us from it. And you say you got the opposite.
We'll pray on it. Like I said, if I'm gonna be realistic about it, it just really looked like it's leaning that way.
Just because there isn't really another.
Somebody strong enough to
There isn't
take him
anybody.
on.
Biden is the only possibility. And he might not even make it to the next election.
And I'm gonna tell you, the only ones can actually keep that from happening is his own party.
Agreed.
And that's where I'm.
Same for Trump, though.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one I
Yes.
really could see.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
And I don't see that happening.
I don't either.
You know, you see him swayed, and so.
Yeah,
but
I don't
yeah, man.
either. Okay, so
I'm good.
we got to wrap. But before we wrap, I want you to tell the people everything that you got going on right now. It seems like you're really trying to be out here helping, assist in what we're doing,
Well, man,
trying to build.
Here's what I would like. You know, and anybody who is out trying to do and want to do better, you know, I got a drive in me that I won't let nobody stop.
Mm-hmm.
No naysayers, no nothing. And I would tell, you know, anybody who's trying to do it, don't let nobody stop your drive. And if you find somebody that's plugged in, and when I say plugged in, they don't have to have all the money, but some kind of plug.
Yeah.
Because you have to know somebody, and you know somebody who knows somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep pushing and you keep working hard, and that's what I've done. You know, I've been working hard this last few years. Since the pandemic, you know, I didn't have a library, so I had stuff that I did back, but I have a library now.
Okay.
I started building, and I want to be able to just help anybody. I mean, if somebody want to collab, I'll collab with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not that one to be like, oh man, no. You know, if we could help each other along the way, why not?
For sure.
You know, there's some cats that I'd love to work with. You know?
And a lot of people are going to hear you say this and completely blow you off and overlook it and do nothing.
But guess what?
Most of them.
Guess what?
Yep.
They'll hear me.
Yep.
Because I'm going to keep coming.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep coming.
Yeah. I mean, and I hope some people actually really hear you and actually reach out, and y'all can figure out a way to do something together. Like
I've been
build.
getting some. I've been getting
Good.
some. I've been
Okay.
getting some people reach out.
Good.
You know,
And you want to start and you want to open up a studio. So
we're definitely
That's
right
happening.
now. You know, we've started recording in my unit. You know, we got mics, we got all that stuff, and I've actually done a couple songs in my own, little spot. So.
Okay.
But we do want a public space that we could start, doing. So.
Okay. I like it. And you got the song. You got the Minnesota Rock Rock song out.
Minnesota Rock is out right now.
Go listen to that. He sounds real jaded and angry at everybody. And if you think he's talking about you, he is.
I might be.
Yeah.
I might be.
If the shoe fits, put that bitch on.
Put it on, and that's
stepping.
it.
Yeah.
If the shoe fit. But Minnesota Rock is the latest song that I got out. It's out on all platforms. You can stream it. We are working on a video. I'm actually looking at a message now from Rich. We're shooting a video for it next.
Rich 1323.
That's right.
Okay, shout out to Rich.
That's my dude. He's actually shot 2 of my videos.
Okay, that's
He
a legend.
did the,
That's a legend right there.
Shot Chain. Oh man,
Legend.
he's the boy's good, man.
Yeah.
And of course, I hear it, man. Well, why don't you, man? Look at this brother here. When I called him, and yeah, you hear me right. I called my brother. When I hit him and say, "Hey, man, Tim told me to reach out to you."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Bro, I got you, no worries."
Yeah.
And now every time I call him, some cats I'll call, "Oh man, let me see. If I spend dollars with you, and let's just keep this 100. If I spend dollars with you, and I don't ever do anything bad as far as service or whatever, I feel like there should be a genuine man.
Mm-hmm.
This brother right here, I'm working with."
And that, my friends, was a direct shot at me.
Nah. Never.
I agree with you, though. I agree.
Yeah.
You're right about all of it. And yes, that's a legend, and that's dope that y'all are working together. That's a good guy to be working with.
Yeah, I like I said, it's I've been working with some cats for a while around here. I've touched some pretty decent people, man. It's just you got to be ready, And then when I was doing it, I think I was doing it more for just the excitement. I wasn't doing it for the love like I'm doing it now.
Good. It's good that you recognize that and you're doing it for the love now. Okay. Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts is, listen, I'm out here, y'all. And if you don't know me, my name is Antonio Darris. Most of y'all know me from growing up. But I'm here to introduce myself to the Live on Lake family. I'm introducing myself to Minnesota. I'm coming. Minnesota Rock, out now on all platforms. Check it out. Video dropping soon.
Man, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, Jay.
Antonio Darris, man. Go look him up. Go listen to the song, trust me. Because he's talking about some of y'all, for sure. And I want to know. I need opinions. All right, that's it. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show, live on Lake Street. I'm your host, Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1. Follow us everywhere at Live on Lake Street. And we out.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so cursed up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning. Who makes him the chief of the South Side? Oh, my nigga, I'm not the lieutenant. When I was in the gym, you wasn't in it. Face hot, so my windows is tinted. If I said that shit, then I meant it. Niggas gave me the rules and I bent it. Same nigga that was trapping while I was suspended. You wasn't in them hallways banging, boy, you wasn't in it. Really a genuine nigga, homie, don't get offended. From East Lake, South Murder, I'm just it ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't say. It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. What you know about it? Southside Chief, homie. Now what you know, look, I'm Southside Chief, homie. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me?